Hi, I'm Francisco Servent. I'm with the Keystone Law Firm, and we hear a lot of times people using beneficiary deeds as a way to get their estate planning stuff put together so things don't have to go through probate. Here's how a beneficiary deed works. In Arizona, you can create beneficiary deeds so that a piece of real estate passes to whoever you designate immediately after you pass away, and then that means it passes to whoever you designate immediately after you pass away, and then that means that piece of property does not have to go through probate. That's great. Well, there's a couple big challenges with beneficiary deeds that I want to make sure you know about. The first one is that when you leave property through a beneficiary deed to an individual, or to, say, you leave it to my three children named John, Susie, and Matthew. If you do that, then that property is now subject to their own creditors. And if one of them happens to need to file bankruptcy or has any other major financial problem, they get into a car accident, then that property is now subject to their creditors. Their creditors can take that property. Beneficiary deeds are also really tricky when it comes to contingency planning. So if you are leaving your estate to your children equally, or to your spouse and then children equally, it's really hard to build that type of flexibility into the beneficiary deed itself. So say, for example, your desire is to leave everything equally to your two kids. Well, what happens if one child dies before you? Where will their share go? Do you want it to go to your grandkids, to their children? Do you want it to go to, no, maybe you want it all to go to your surviving child, to the one child who is surviving. Or maybe you want that share to go to that child's spouse. Or maybe you want to go to charity instead. I mean, these are all options you need to think about, but with a beneficiary deed, it's really hard to structure that and to make that work. So we typically want to put that type of planning and flexibility into something like a living trust. In Arizona, those are usually the best option when you want to have a say over who gets what in the event there are some contingencies that come about. Hope that's helpful.